Here, in labor economics seeks to understand the functioning and dynamics of the markets for wage labor markets function through the interaction of workers and employers. Labor economics looks at the suppliers of labor services. Mm, the demands of labor services is the attempts to understand the resulting pattern of wages, employment, and income. In economics, labor is a measure of the work done by human beings. It is conventionally contrasted with such other factors of reduction as land and capital. There are theories which have developed a concept called human capital, referring to the skills that workers possess, not necessarily their actual work. Although there are also counterposing macroeconomic system theories that think human capital is a contradiction in terms, demands for labor and wages determination. Labor demand is a derived demand that desiring labor is not desired for its own sake, but because it aids the producing output, which contributes to the employer's revenue and hence profits. The demand for additional amount of labor depends on the marginal revenue product (MRP) and the marginal cost (MC) of the worker. The MRP is calculated by multiplying the price of the end product service by the marginal physical product of the worker. The MRP is greater than a firm's marginal cost, then the firm will employ the worker, since doing so will increase profit. The firm only employs, however, up to the point where MRP equals to MC, and not beyond economic theory. Wage difference exists, particularly in mixed and fully partly flexible labor markets. For example, the wages of a doctor and a port cleaner, both employed by the NHS, differ greatly. That's why there are many factors concerning this issue. This includes the MRP of the worker. A doctor's MRP is far greater than that of the port cleaner. In addition, the barriers to become a doctor are far greater than the becoming a port cleaner. For example, to become a doctor take a lot of education and training, which is costly, and only those who excel in academia can succeed in becoming doctors. The port cleaner, however, requires minimal training. The supply of doctors, therefore, will be much more elastic than the supply of port cleaners. The demand will also be inelastic, as there is a high demand for doctors and medical care as necessary. So the NHS will pay higher rates to attract the profession. The MRP of the worker is affected by other inputs to production, with which the worker can work often, aggregated under the term capital. It is typically an economics model for greater availability of capital for a firm to increase the MRP of the worker. All else equal, the education and training noted in the last paragraph are counted as a human capital, since the amount of physical capital affected MRP, and since financial capital flows can affect the amount of physical capital available. MRP and those wages can be affected by financial capital flows between countries and the degree of capital mobility within the between.